Hello, everything's okay?
Yes.
So it's better place on LSD. There was a big pillar in the middle. It would be awful. So,
Thank you.
So, all right, good evening. Welcome to Bordeaux. I think some of you came over only for this meeting. I'm glad that we are all together here. And first of all, I want to introduce one of our special guests, Mr. Kim Lasso, up there in the corner. He is the director. Director of the Overseas Department of the Korean Amateur Water Association, and I'm happy to take the chance to say thank you for the 20 new clocks we got for our tournament in Europe. So we see some more special guests, but at the moment I can't introduce them because they are not here. But we start now with the ongoing meeting. And I give the task to Tony, who will chair this meeting, that we have a chance to finish it before midnight.
Okay, welcome everyone. Which countries are yet to play?
Four countries speaking entertainment, and then Bordeaux, Israel, Slovakia, and Russia.
So if those countries are here, they will not be able to vote. So Tony Atkins. We have Diana Mitchell, who is the Vice President, and Treasurer Hans Koska. We've got Matthew Suvela, Officer, and Alice Jerky, Officer. Our other Vice President, Leszek Soltan, the Financial Planning Centre, apologies. Okay, so we're then going around the room introducing who you are and which country you are represented. If there are two people from one country, remember you're only allowed one vote. So we need to make sure we know who is doing the voting when we get to you. So we start on the left.
I'm Jonathan Thorne, Vice President on Vice President.
Okay. So this is France.
I'm Chantal Leclerc. I'm an assistant for the organization of the conference.
Vice President of Joint Federation.
Martin Finger, Director of the EGF and representing the Netherlands.
I'm Leonardo D'Azzurro from Italy, President.
Sorry, which country? Slovakia.
Henrik Bergshoff, President of the Swedish Constitution.
Second auditor.
Sorry, we are
Please, more again.
we have one Ukraine. Ukraine. Both Ukraine.
Lawrence Triple, Secretary.
Who shall we survey? And Japanero Direction.
Observer. Observer.
William Bordeaux. I'm not representing any country. I'm mentioned director of the European Parliament.
I'm also for the European Council.
Thank you.
I think that's 21 countries, but two of them can't represent. There is a yellow sheet for signing in going around. You make sure you are signed in when it gets to you.
Well, our representative has lost on the way in.
Okay. So it's okay. Right. We'll try and move as swiftly as possible through the items on the agenda tonight. There are some items on the agenda we'll take slightly in a different order. When we get to the European Go Congress vote, we will consider the motion F about 2016, whether it's permissible or not, first, before we move to the vote for 2015. One change we want to make. I think that's the only change in the order. We'll try and work through this Okay, everybody happy with the agenda? Right, international matters. First item was presentations from other international bodies. China and Japan are not here tonight. Pego people have already left to go home. Chinese tea people have already left, so they can't address us. The people from the Korean Pacific delegation will be coming later on, so when they arrive, we will stop the order of business and introduce them and let them say their things later on. So I don't believe there are actually anybody who need to talk to us at this point.
Shizu, by the way, will also come over at about 7 o'clock. You're up in there. And Yuki?
Yes.
No. On the way.
Also on the way. Okay. Every couple of years we have to reappoint our IGF director and make a recommendation to the IGF meeting who we want to represent us in the IGF board. And the recommendation we take to the next IGF meeting is that Martin Stiasny, who is current IGF director, continues in the role of IGF director for Europe. Anybody object to that? That's for 2 years. It's renewable every 2 years. Okay. And that leads us on to the report from the IGF directors, which Martin has made and is circulated in your papers. Martin and the other directors have made. Victor was the retiring director last year, and Martin Fink is the replacement. So there's 3 names at the bottom, and normally we only have 2 directors. Martin, do you want to go through any particular matters, right?
Yes, I can do it, but I don't want to read the whole paper, so it's topics, what has happened in the last 12 months on the IGF, and we saw the European paper because she checked it and said, okay, that's the main points, but I think not only in the EGF and the IGF, we have big changes in the last years. First, the point that the presidency changes every 2 years. Then there were the championship changes for the countries, and all these points together have the effect that we have to rethink about many things, including the financial basis. And yes, IGF is working, but has also the problem more tasks than working people. And what is IGF? IGF is General Secretary, 4 vice presidents, and maybe 4 additional directors. But working people preparing web page, for example, or looking for location for the next version is very limited. So anyway, we are on a good way because IGF goes on to be an international, more than in the past, accepted organization. So I just have to look. If you have questions on the points,
I think two important points. The World Mind Sport Games, we've got a lot of questions from people always about the World Mind Sport Games. Unfortunately, the situation is still unclear. The date is still fixed in August 2012. It's still planned to be in the UK, but there is no deal yet with the city. So we are talking at the moment with 2 cities. Until those talks with the cities and the schools are concluded, we cannot give any certainty that the event will be held.
Mr. Damiani was here, most of you know this, and he also could not tell us more than we just Martin explained in what I wrote. Plan exists, a plan for a country exists, but nothing is fixed. Yes, of course. At the moment, we are talking about Manchester and Cardiff. But if you go 2 months back, then you have Madrid, so it changes. Yeah. At the moment, we are talking about Manchester and Cardiff. Yes. And and Mr. Damiani says, okay, wait, end of August, next message. But if you would be here, you would say, I heard this message already 3 months back, before. So is, what I can say is there is a contract between IMSA and the marketing company. This is a signed contract where this marketing company is looking for sponsors, takes 25% of the money for itself, and passes $250,000, I think, to the IMSA every year. And IMSA got this money for this year. So there is a company who is really interested in finding sponsors. But the location is still not fixed. So there is something going on, but we don't know exactly what to do. And EGF has, of course, no direct interface with this. EGF is operating under the head of IMSA. IMSA has a lead in the connection to this marketing company. Okay? So this, and for us, maybe the most important point at the moment is the Sport Accord Mines activity end of December. There we are really active in Europe. Diana worked, I don't know how many hours, because we decided that we don't take any result of the European Congress or any waiting list. We decided to do in Europe a special qualification tournament where everyone has a chance to enter, referring to the strengths of the players. And, we come back to this point, but this Sport Accord World Mine Games is the first time. So premiere. And they wanted it similar like World Mine Sports Games, but smaller. So not every country can send a team, only one seat for Europe. And this is okay, it is nice for us, but it's only for 5 people. But we try to do the best out of it, because it will be an event again for professionals and amateurs. And the goal of the Sport Accord organization is we want the best. So everyone wants the best. So, but everyone wants the best means also you need some prize money. So, and this, what at the moment in the budget might be not enough for Chinese and Japanese professionals to be encouraged. Okay, Chinese with the government will work, but we will see. Anyway, we will define our European team on 28th of August, because deadline for nomination of the teams is, including names by the way, is 31st of August. So really just come soon. Okay, I think that's enough for the idea.
Any questions to any of the IGF directors on this report? Okay, and then we move on to the report from the EGCC Supervisory Board. I believe that Martin and Diana and some others met with the EGCC as required to do once a year, and you were happy with what you saw there in the reports from the EGCC. But we've got members of the EGCC here today, and we'd like to invite them in a few minutes about what their current schemes are and how they can help make them through here.
Okay, also I have prepared a little for this meeting. First, let me tell people what is the EGCC. Some are new here, so I think we should tell this. EGCC is actually a building which was given to Europe by Neil here. And Neil got the money from Bordeaux. So, in the first place, this is a building we can exploit, and the revenue from the building we can use to work on the law. In fact, we have to. There is, on one hand, we are responsible to Japan, and on the one hand, we are also responsible to EGF, as supervisory board. A couple of years ago, we had a little bit bad financial situation. Because first place, there were no financial tournaments, which used sponsors our activities, and there was a little bit problems with people who left the organization, and also less hiring rooms because of the economic crisis. We are now on a little bit better situation, but in the coming 2 years, I think we have to invest most of the money coming in the maintenance of the building. It's now almost 20 years old. The building is almost 20 years old and we should do defects. So, but I think our measure situation is now sound. Two persons working in the center, building department, just honorary president of the foundation, not paid person. So I'm responsible for the foundation. At the moment, the following activities are taking place in the center. Of course, we host some boat events, these are mostly local championship, and some other activities. Then the other activities are not necessarily connected to the building. One is the Malta Award, which I would like to bring under your attention. This is an award for both promotion plans. So if you have good ideas how to promote both and are actually carrying out these activities, you can nominate this activity for the prize. Previous winners are and participants for previous editions can be found on the website. This you can also, this way, we can share all kinds of European ideas among each other. So we have a central point where we can share ideas how to promote law in Europe. One more initiative is 1 minute goal movies for the internet. Few have been made already, and the hope is that others will follow this mission. Also, if you have special ideas about you can also propose to us. Another project is that we try to develop European goal manga. It's manga writer, it's really well, we are of course working on our website. This is slowly progressing. We are having a quality trip each year. We have two large storage rooms for the quality, for example, and organize shipping to your boatways. Current time, the budget is not big, but we have two broad plans. This one plan is kind of suggestion from Mrs. Koyashi's who is our contact person in the has visited also the center earlier this year. We have a professional goal workshop here. This is not yet fixed, but it is a suggestion, an initiative from this coalition, so we choose. And the other thing is we are looking into the possibilities to organize youth trainings. This is a suggestion made by the advisor. So that is what I have to think about. And of course, ready to questions.
Any questions from the EGC? Thank you very much, Katie. Thank you very much. Appreciate your guys' work and the contribution you make to your paper. Please come in. Okay. Item 5 on the agenda is consideration of last year's minutes. They would be available on the internet for a point or while, and there's a paper copy that's circulated. Anybody has any comments or problems with the minutes? No comments? In which case, can I accept those as three regular meetings? Okay, item 6 on the agenda is admission of new members. Lastly, we were pleased to welcome a new member, which was Latvia. We had no new members come forward with applications this year. Not a lot of contact from the countries in Europe which don't have organised go groups which are members of the EGF. We have been contacted by the go group in Kazakhstan. Because they're on the border of Europe and Asia, they do have the choice of whether they join the Asian Go Federation or the European Go Federation. But for all other sporting matters like football, they play in Europe, so they may choose to come and join us. But it's an early stage of them considering what they want to do, so we may get an application from them in future.
Maybe I can ask a question to second also. Well, in contact with Kazakhstan, I know. Do you have an application for the Asian Go Federation, or are they planning it?
It is not a qualified member, but the geographically they belong to Asian country. That's why they participate in Asian body competition. They can join Europe. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
But that's not that both.
Conditionally accepted, whether those conditions are satisfied, so I don't know, they have to provide some constitution proof that the constitution is something. How you would call that? How you would call that? So you have no objections. Any questions?
Well, I checked if they received this information.
May everybody speak loud enough that we can follow the conversation?
No, I don't believe we received this information from them. Their paid membership. Their paid membership. So they're better members than most of them. I will follow up and check that out in case we can make an oversight there.
Throughout the meeting, we understand that they have some discrepancies in the report.
Which they may resolve. We need to check with them. Sorry about that. So we need to follow up. Apologies.
Except of paying conversion.
I did an email contact. They are very
Okay, I made it. Sorry about that. Okay. Does anybody have any reports from any of the other countries that are getting members they wish to share with us? Estonia, Iceland, Greece? Vatican City.
There is at least one each year, probably two, but the other one is usually overlap to both of them. So
They need to be encouraged very much to get organised and do something. They may be honest, don't you?
We have a player in San Marino probably.
Hooray!
Not Italian possible.
well respected in Far East. And on several lines, connections are becoming better, ideas, projects, and this helps us all, although everyone knows that we need our own sponsors, for example, in the future. But I feel that whenever I'm in Far East, that Europe is under the view of go as an international thing. So it's not only for us, it's also for them that they try to get in better contact with us. And it's the same in China, as in Korea, as in Japan, as in Taiwan. And they are all friends of us. And I'm very happy about this development. So in detail you see what's going on with which country. That's a part of these papers. And we can discuss any details that you like. For example, the case with these European professionals might be surprising movement of you. And about 8 o'clock, representatives of PBA will come over and will ask maybe questions, or you can ask questions, what you think about it. The point is, it's a discussion, what to do, how to help, how to improve, not only strengths, but also the basis for strong players. It's not new. It is a discussion over some years, also some meetings here. And final situation at the moment is that we should do something. If we do something, then we will get support from Korea. And I'm sure if we will get support from Korea, we will get support also from China and Japan. Because they won't leave Korea as an only country supporting European professional system. So the point is that to develop the scene here would be that we decide, okay, we start under our own guidance. Yeah? So it's no Korean guidance or no Japanese guidance. We decide we want to do it. And if we do it, then we have guarantees that the players can play in Korean tournaments. That's why I copied this paper. But some more things you can ask later on if the people from PBA come over. So as it is not a decision of this meeting if we do it yes or no, because it is a separate thing, it is not no special point in the agenda as a topic. It is just a point that we could talk about, but it cannot be the EGF to be additional an organization for professional players. It must be something separate. So, and we are just at the beginning, and I have some contact to some people who are interested to even the start-up group. And yes, that's the situation at the moment. But what is interesting is that after many different discussions in different directions, I was convinced that we have a good chance to set up these tasks and to be successful in future years. Of course, everyone knows without money this will not work. But on the other hand, to wait if someone comes over and gives us 100,000 euro without any idea or any organization also won't work. So we have to go the way, set something up, and then look for support. Any points in this case? Later on, we might talk with the people from PBA. They convinced me to do this, but to repeat it, it's no Korean project. It is ours. If we go on, then we can ask, then we might get help, but it will still be always a European project. Okay?
What is the goal of this project?
The goal of this project is first of all to develop, give more attention and possibilities for our strong players. So, and if we get such an opportunity that they can earn some or participate in tournaments in Far East, accepted as professionals, it will help. Okay, I know total expenses will still be there and it is not so easy, but if they are accepted as professionals, then they have more chances. This is the first point. The second point is an all-over point. We will never see it with, but China, Korea, and Japan are interested that also professional players are in other countries. Because then they can go to their own countries, the government say, we support an international movement or an international tournament. So it's just for the image of gold, it's better, or it's their way to improve it, to support us in having our own professionals. Okay, we have some professionals here, but they were certified in Far East. And now we are encouraged to do it for our own. We don't need to discuss about the procedure. This is a fourth step or whatever. Yeah? First of all, we have to set up an organization, especially for this class professionals in Europe under European guidance.
Why is it necessary to make another organization?
I think, first of all, I think such an organization is a commercial oriented organization. And we are EGF, we are sure not the right body for this. You see, if you go to Korea, for example, there you have EBA, looking for the professionals, and you have TABA, organizing amateurs. And in Japan, you have Neon Team professionals and no amateur organization. So they nominate, I don't know how. And what I want to say is, of course, EGF has a role in this project as a defined interface at the moment between the supporting people from EBA. They want to know what we are doing, what we are planning, where we are. But finally, this new body has to operate under own ideas and financial aspects and so on.
Is there such a body in the position of being set up and what exactly does the EGF do to establish such a body? Someone working on that, or are you waiting for people to show up and say,
I'm working in the case that I'm talking with you.
trying to find volunteers to do it?
Right, we are finding a team, let me say, kind of a startup. But you see, it is just a very actual new way, and we had not enough time to talk with many people before this meeting. So the task starts, let me say, after this conference.
Any questions on the other points in Martin's reports? Okay, thank you, Martin. Let's get to your reports. Next item is the Secretary's reports. Just to say that I have been busy as the Secretary throughout the year. My workload increased slightly because the team tournament came along with weekly updates to the website required, which is faster than more often than normally update the website. We managed to keep on top of that. Happy with getting the results as soon as we can. As long as the team's organized, lots of quiz. Secondly, I need to have information from you when you change your board, when you change your email contacts, phone numbers, addresses. Otherwise, we don't know where to send things to you. And quite often, I'm convinced I'm sending things and nobody's receiving them at the other end, which is very worrying. And we have to start asking other people in your country, did your executive get this? And that wastes a lot of time and delay. So please make sure you tell us when your board changes. And I would advise you to keep your own websites up to date with your own all details and contact details, so I can double check if there's a problem. Quite a few of your websites have maybe one email address if you're lucky, and no names, no contacts, no nothing. So hopefully some of you could improve your web information as well. And thirdly, I managed to get the European because I took part in a television game show. So I want to encourage all of you to go on television game shows and help promote to go amongst the population of the country. I did not. I won 2 shows, but I didn't win any prizes. Okay. Any questions on my reports? Right, the third report comes from the Treasurer and Customer.
You see, this year was only 9 months, we changed the accounting year. And there is the equity loss of 2,500 euros this year, which is mainly due to the write-off of the income. There was more money spent on projects which didn't fund because they stopped spending money. So we just wrote it off because we don't expect in the future that money from the incubation to come. And that's the reason actually why there's a loss of 2,500. About the numbers, I would like to mention that 2 countries didn't pay for the last 2 years, so they won't pay next time, and they even pay for 3 years, and I think there was a rule of eventually them to get expelled. And maybe people who know who are responsible in the country, they should mention it, or kind of make them aware of it, but I don't know how to continue. It's Bosnia and Slovakia. They didn't pay for 2 years the period. And then the other 2 countries for this year didn't pay is Israel and Turkey. Then I would like to say that Martin did a great job because what you will see in the next year report, you receive money from the tea company and Anderlecht and from the Kergop Association. And probably they, on time, they send the money. And you already received it and are able to support the Congress with this. The only thing about Martin's work is that I still didn't have all the travel expenses on. Actually, next year we will have a little bit more expenses on travel that will actually belong to the last year, 2011, yes. And that would mean that the loss is a little bit higher than those 2,500. If you look at the accounting units, I suppose just a little bit in the next year. What else is there to say? Yeah, and in general, if anyone has questions in reference to the account, just address myself and let me know and I answer.
So the one that shows spending against budget detail, the analysis of that is probably the clearest one to see that we actually are spending the money we set out to spend. And there are extra large items to do with the evening there which weren't in the budget because they were delayed from earlier years and writing off to go. So we actually performed according to budget for the 9-month period. Okay. Next item will be from the auditors, but any questions specifically to the Treasurer before we go to the auditors report?
We have enough treasurers report as such, but it involves those numbers. The G money, as we call it, was 3,000 euros. Is it correct?
Can you speak a little bit louder?
The money from the tea company.
So the 2007.
Well, the 2011 was something like 15,000 euros.
Yes.
Do we expect the same amount or a higher amount next year?
Well, let me answer in the following way. We had a nice meeting on Saturday, and I tried to fix the contract for the German Congress, ready to sign contract with the end of this year. So it is not dreaming, it is very realistic. But they want to follow on because they love this Congress and the one in Hamburg and the one in Bordeaux. So they are eager to keep this connection, and the money sure will not
less. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Good news from this one. Right.
Very good.
Very good. Right. Ivo and Ivona are our auditors, and we'd like to invite Ivo to tell us what we're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we went through the bookkeeping of the EGF for the period from the 1st of April 2010 to the 31st of December 2010. Fortunately, Hans sent the paperwork to me early enough to have a thorough look on it and to be able to send it to my co-auditor, Elona. Thus informed, there had been some questions left about which we needed to talk to Hans face to face. We did so this afternoon. As the year before, Hans was able to give us sufficient answers to our questions, and in the end, everything was explained, every money transfer was explained, and every money transfer made through the bank accounts was explained. So all transactions made through the bank account of the EGX being well explained, and if not written down, at least Hans personally gave us all the information. All transfers appear to be made in correspondence with the aims and the rules of the EGF. But the papers talk about an amount of T-money which did not reach the EGF account, but an EGF representative, Martin. Martin told us this afternoon